What's up, guys? Bang, bang. Lunch money time. Well, while she's trying to get rich, the rest of us just trying to get our lunch money right. I'm here with Polina. She's great. She has on a Georgia sweatshirt, though, which is not great. Go Gators. But don't forget now that Lunch Money is sponsored by BlockFi. BlockFi has 3 products. You can buy and sell crypto. You can deposit crypto and take out a US dollar loan against your crypto collateral. Or you can use my favorite product as an investor, as a user, is an interest-bearing account. You can earn up to 8.6% APY in that interest-bearing account. You can't get those types of rates in the traditional world, so go check it out. 8.6% APY in an interest-bearing account. Go to blockfi.com/pomp and check it out. What's up?
All right, so this is ridiculous. It says that almost 9 million people who still haven't received their $1,200 stimulus checks can expect to get them in the coming weeks. That includes individuals and families who don't typically file tax returns because their incomes are too low. And those, it's just ironic because those are probably the people that need the stimulus checks the most, and they're the ones that we can't get it to.
So why is the IRS sending them a message?
Because they
you
to
could
tell
still
them
get
you
it.
could still get it.
So there's 9 million Americans that could still get the check?
Because, yeah.
Wow.
And it's typically because their incomes are so low, they don't file with the IRS, so the IRS doesn't have their information.
It's like 3% of Americans. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
But it's just, isn't it ironic, though, that people
Well, of
who
course.
need it the most cannot get it?
That's how the financial system works, right? Is the banks is the best example. The top 4 banks made $8 billion off overdraft fees last year. So literally they took $8 billion from people who didn't have the money. How does that work? Right? Same thing here. It's like the people who end up being in the low socioeconomic class, they have the hardest time. Like I forget who said it, but somebody said it's really expensive to be poor in America, right? This is a perfect example. Like if you're not part of that 3%, everyone else got $1,200. You didn't. So.
And it's just like, yeah.
And they probably don't know, right? Which is the
what do you mean they don't know?
Part.
Like
that 3% don't know that they didn't get the check because they didn't fill out the information on the whatever. So like that's why they're basically reaching out to them. Hey, we think you may be eligible. Fill this out.
It's just
Again,
a whole
education problem. Education is the great equalizer.
The U.S. Commerce Department plans to issue an order Friday that will bar people in the United States from downloading Chinese-owned messaging app WeChat and TikTok starting on September 20th, which is Sunday.
This Sunday.
Again, Trump may still approve a deal with Oracle. He still hasn't said anything, but the Commerce Department said, we're going to be banning this starting Sunday. If you have TikTok downloaded on your phone, you can continue using it, but no new app updates will occur. And if you haven't downloaded the app, you can't go download it in the App Store anymore.
So basically, they will kill TikTok in the United States because you can't get updates. So anything that goes wrong, just you're done.
What if nothing ever goes wrong?
Here's the craziest part about this. I actually don't think that this is constitutional, but I think that Google and Apple will comply.
Oh, you don't think it's constitutional for the government to tell Apple and Google, take this app off your store?
If they will hide behind it's a national security concern.
Yeah.
But what ends up happening is like it's not, right? In the sense of this is part of the geopolitical back and forth, right? And so what ends up happening is we're going to walk a fine line here where companies are going to comply and everyone's going to yell national security. But this is going to, if it goes to court, I don't think that this would stand up. My guess, my opinion, is it looks like Trump is basically putting everyone under the gun to get a deal done. So it's got 72 hours basically to get it done. Magically, a deal might get done. Is all I'll say.
I think it will.
Yeah, I mean, this would be insane. TikTok is one thing. WeChat's another thing. Like to go after multiple ones.
Yeah, I feel like WeChat is massive.
Well, here's the sad part, right? So forget all the geopolitics and kind of everything. It's the way that a lot of Chinese and other Asian, kind of countrymen, how they talk to their families. Like it is the line of communication. They use WeChat to communicate.
Like I use Viber to talk to my family in Bulgaria. It's like if they banned that, I mean, we just move over to something else. But I feel like WeChat is so ingrained. Like it's used for a lot of things.
Absolutely.
Okay. Twitter is taking steps to tighten account security for a range of users ahead of the U.S. presidential election, including by requiring the use of strong passwords. Why is it afraid that something's going to happen before the election?
Well, you just...
Oh, high-profile accounts. Sorry, not just you and me, but like...
Yeah, well, there's like multiple things, right? So one is they just had the hack. So like that's not good. It was a pretty immature hack. Like to simply just tweet and say like, hey, send Bitcoin to this address. If you have the control of Elon Musk, Bill Gates,
Obama.
like all these accounts, like a more sophisticated hack would have been to like put a short on in the public market and then tweet something, have everything crash, and then immediately close the shorts. Like you'd make a killing.
Someone's thought about that. Well,
I thought about like if you were a nefarious actor, what's the thing that you could do if you had control of all those accounts? Like that would be a really easy one. But it'd also be easy to get caught. Because people would be able to track it.
But also that was a 16-year-old kid or something.
Of course. But the point just being like, we just saw something happen where it was like, oh, wait, you can get control of these accounts and say all kinds of crazy stuff. With an election coming up, you don't want that to happen, right? So what ends up occurring is just, hey, let's be proactive and let's put up a better defense. Like I tend to think that's a smart idea, right? Good move by Twitter. But it's interesting that they're like saying it. It's almost like they're signaling to people, hey, it's going to be tougher, so don't even try.
Twitter said accounts that will be required to take steps to tighten security are the U.S. executive branch and Congress, U.S. governors and secretaries of state, presidential campaigns, and major U.S. news outlets and political journalists. I don't fall under any of those. Okay.
What's next?
All right. So Facebook is partnering with Ray-Ban to make smart glasses, which will come out next year. It's not clear what features the device will have, but Facebook has confirmed that the device will not be classified as an artificial reality device, and it will not have an integrated display of any kind. That suggests they may be closer to something like Snap Spectacles or perhaps Amazon Echo Frames.
I think a lot of these companies are realizing that it's hard to go from like step 1 to step 20, where all of a sudden you got a computer. Like, you remember like the Google Glass, right? Instead, what maybe a little bit easier is like, what if we put a camera on it, right? So that's like the spectacles or the Echo Frames or whatever.
I wouldn't like that.
Well, so you won't, but
no, but just privacy. It's just
but just start with like creative people. Right. So like if you want to make a video, how cool would it be to make a video walking around New York and you're just filming everything through your glasses, right? So you're not actually having to carry a camera.
That's
like
true.
It's constantly just getting smaller, right? So like there's things like that. I absolutely believe that we're going to go to a world like the Black Mirror episode where
I haven't seen it, but I've heard about it.
They basically record everything, and then when you get home at night, like you can like rewind and go back and like see stuff.
Our arguments would get so much more fun.
That's literally part of the scene is like,
oh, really?
She's like, show me what, blah, blah, like yelling at the guy.
Seen it. But
so Black Mirror might not be sci-fi. Sounds like it's more reality.
Do we think that like Facebook wants to get in a situation with so many privacy considerations?
I don't think that there's privacy considerations.
There is. If you're just able to film people without them knowing through your glasses.
But I can do that with my phone.
Yeah, but I'll see you doing that with your phone.
No, you won't.
Yes, I will.
Well, how do you know? I could be walking down the street pretending to text like this and filming you. Right?
I don't feel good about it.
So that's one. Two is what they did with the spectacles.
Issues around privacy.
Of course there's issues, but I'm just saying like it's not as cut and dry as just, oh, you can't do it or you can do it, right? The other thing was that a lot of, I think it was spectacles, they had like a light so you knew when it was on and when it wasn't, kind of like your computer.
Okay, I would be a little more okay with that.
All right, what's next?
Okay. Ready?
Yeah.
Boston Dynamics delivers its plan for logistics robots as early as next year. So basically, the company's new CEO sees the company coming into its own after decades of experimentation. Spot will be commercialized. Remember Spot the dog?
Mm-hmm.
So basically, the dog robots will be used for logistics purposes.
Yeah, so what's really interesting is that they're $75,000. Like $75,000 is basically like an expensive car, right? So how long until this thing can do things that you would want it to do in your home? Or, I've seen robots that there's this one company I knew, they created like a robotic lawnmower. So you basically, kind of like a Roomba style, right? You just
Yeah.
set it, forget it, and it kind of figures it out. You do the same thing for your lawn, and then it just goes out and mows the lawn for you. There's all kinds of things that, again, you can kind of see the trend of technology getting to the point where
Yeah.
if a robot's $75,000, what happens when it's $20,000
Right.
and it can do stuff in your home?
But they're saying, like, as an industrial tool, $75,000 isn't a lot of money. But you're saying, like, as it becomes more consumer focused, the price will drop.
Well, so just do the math real quick. I'm no mathematician, but
Just got a calculator.
less than $20 million to buy 260 of the 75,000 robots, right? If you're a large manufacturing business that does billions of dollars in revenue, to spend $20 million on a set of robots that can drastically increase efficiency, they're always on. You don't have to worry about them calling in sick. Like, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
All right, what's next?
All right. So there is a new reality show that promises to send the winner to space for 10 days. That's a big promise.
How did I not get on this show?
It's a big promise. So it's a show called Space Hero, and the winning contestant could launch into orbit as soon as 2023. The production company behind the proposed series, which is also called Space Hero, said in a press release. All right, hold on a second. They're going to send a random person to space for 10 days, but you're telling me that Tom Cruise isn't going to space to film a movie.
They're saying in 2023,
Yes.
it could, hold on, time out. It could launch in 2023. Tom Cruise trying to make a movie next year. Like by the way, 2 years, 3 years of development on the technology to go to space is like actually a pretty long time.
Yeah.
Right? If you think about it, SpaceX started only 20 years ago. So in 20 years, we went from not having reusable rockets to now they're going to the ISS and shooting rockets like on a consistent basis. So I don't know. My guess is that people are not going to go to space.
They're saying several plans to send people to space for film or TV purposes have fallen flat in previous years. So they're just trying to get your attention. But I will be watching Space Hero.
I mean, look, I would do it. Whatever. I'm trying to go to space. But do you guys like my T-Rex?
We're going to go see that October 3rd, 1st?
Yeah, we're going. Near the Rockefeller Center.
All right, ready for my joke?
Bang, bang, let's go.
Okay, I'm ready. I don't think protesting works. Say why?
Why?
Because my whole life I've seen end road work signs, but they keep working on roads.
What?
End road work? Like the end of the road work? Okay, never mind.
I don't think protesting works. My whole life I've seen end roadwork signs.
You're ruining my joke.
But they keep working on roads.
The signs on the road. Okay.
See, part of the idea of jokes. Now, I saw your guys' request for me to do jokes. So let me just quickly find one here. The best part of this is that I don't need to... My wife told me I was immature and needed to grow up. Guess who's not allowed in my treehouse anymore?
I don't want to be in your
I'm way better at the jokes than you are.
I don't want
Let us know in the comments who's better. That's it for Lunch Money. We'll see you guys on Monday. While Washi's trying to get rich, the rest of us just trying to get our lunch money right. See you guys later.
Bang, bang. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Lunch Money as much as we did.
And don't forget, Lunch Money is now sponsored by BlockFi, so go check them out. There's a link in the description that you can click on. I'm an investor, a user, and a huge fan. What?
You're a bigger fan of BlockFi than you are of me?
BlockFi is my second favorite thing in the world behind Polina. They've got 3 products. They can give you a US dollar loan. You can earn up to 8.6% interest on an interest-bearing account, or you can buy and sell cryptocurrencies on their crypto exchange. I personally use the interest-bearing account. There's not very many places where you'll find up to 8.6% interest on a deposit in an interest-bearing account. Go do your own research. There's risk associated, but 8.6% is pretty compelling. So click on the link in the description. Say thanks to the folks at BlockFi. Subscribe to our channel. Like the video. Annoy Polina in the comments. And we'll see you guys tomorrow.
And be kind to your friends.